does it quite like me.
Quite
What up, what up? Hey everyone. What's up, Popcorn Pro? What's up, Cindy? Hey, what's up, partner? How are you guys doing today? It's been flooding here the last couple of days. So some gnarly weather coming through. Finally got your vinyl. Hell yeah. Pizza Course, let's go. What's up, Junie? How are you doing? Pizza Course sounds kind of fire. I did a sourdough baking course once, and that was pretty awesome. I actually made a loaf after that, and it was so good. I could not believe it. Although I did get like a sourdough starter from the class instructor. Went to a pizza place for lunch, but I couldn't get the gluten-free pizza. Ay, feels bad. Do you have a gluten sensitivity, or are you like a celiac? What's up, alumni music? Appreciate the follow. What's up, Tomboy? Not celiac. Gotcha. I know celiacs can be pretty intense. What up, Eidolon? Wait, who redeemed it? Oh, Cindy? Alright. I think the rain has got me thinking of some very gentle, jazzy music. It's like, there's the calm before the storm, and there's calm after the storm, you know? And I feel like the birds are out chirping, and they're stoked, they're alive. Like, holy shit, what the hell was going on the last couple days? Okay, let me grab the baby boy. I shall return. And actually, let me put on a quick loop here as well, just so I'm not leaving y'all hanging without some form of entertainment. God forbid. I would never want to expose you guys to just silence. In today's day and age, nah. We need to be entertained 24/7. But seriously, I'm gonna play this. There we go. Wait, what the hell? Oh, okay, whoops. All right, be right back. All right, he's arrived. Been a minute since he's been on the stream. All right. Had to make sure his favorite spot is available. Preparing his throne? Yeah, exactly. I said earlier, Nutrabees, rain vibes. Hell yeah. Yo, what's up, Potty? Good to see you here. What's up, already? Wait, are you complaining about not having gotten the chance to redeem the baby? Yeah, he beat you to it. But to be fair, at least that way you didn't have to pay for the baby visit. That reminds me of this one piece from Sweeney Todd, Joanna. I was gonna try to just cycle through some different keyscapes patches because I feel like I always rely on the same ones basically. I really like the double felt grand. This one says this one's dark. Yeah, this one's a bit brighter. I do like this one a lot, and then I feel like it's this one and then the LA Custom Studio. This is another one that I use a lot. I have been hitting the gym slightly more regularly again recently, which has been good because I think it's actually strengthening my wrist some more. It feels like it feels pretty good. I also haven't spent a ton of time in the studio because I've been packing vinyls like a madman. I think I've got 200 orders left to go, and then I'm done. So I just got past the halfway mark. I've got some more equipment I'm waiting for, or packaging materials I'm waiting for to arrive so I can keep going. So it's part of the reason why I feel perfectly fine streaming today. This is nothing I can realistically do. Martin, that jam that you had on loop when you went to get Baby, will it be available on the Keys website? I'm thinking of including that on the album. Actually, it's funny because nowadays I feel like there are so many conversations surrounding AI happening in the music industry about I mean, you guys know my thoughts on that. I've shared about that plenty, but I just don't get why are a lot of these people like, there's this latest example of Diplo, another celebrity, kind of like big celebrity, endorsing the idea of like kind of like this fear-based like embrace or be forgotten and die out. You know what I mean? And aside from that concept being kind of hilarious, I just wish more people talked about how there's got to be more creative ways to use AI, not for the creative process, but just for, I don't know, like everyday things. Like I don't know how to code, so for me it's kind of opening up some doors right now. I'm trying to get it to build me in Python, just like a basic like song organization system where I can just give it tags. I know there's systems out there that people use like Disco and stuff like that, but I was trying to experiment with it and see if I can build one with it on my own. It's it's going okay so far. It's not a great system, but I'm thinking like if I can keep tweaking it, that would be pretty awesome, because that could be a great way for me to like, I don't know, have a conversation with Claude and be like, hey, can you create a playlist with me or for me based on like the way I've tagged like these songs, and then it could like create a playlist within that. Well, anyways, I just think that like I had thought it as well this morning that I was in the shower after coming back from the gym. I was like, oh, I could probably use Claude to get me into understanding how I can make custom Macs for live devices too. Like that just seems like so much more fun to me and so much more interesting than just being like, I don't know, write me a song, generate me these lyrics. It just, yeah, I don't know. Well, whatever. Like those are some use cases where I feel like it's not coming up with ideas and filling in these big gaps on your behalf, but it's still enabling you to potentially, I don't know, organize better, think about your material in different ways and stuff like that. Yeah, we are with Estian on programming some Macs for live devices. Hell yeah, that's awesome. I've never gotten into it. I've bought some Macs for live devices in the past, and I know that there's some really great basic ones, like obviously the envelope based and LFO based stuff is always great, which honestly I should be using that stuff more, but there's a website called Forever Songs that uses AI to churn out a custom song in 24 hours. My Mother-in-law found it and wanted to use it, but my sister-in-law and I spoke about it and convinced her to write her own better. Yeah. Yeah. I know I saw some messages in the Discord about, like, I think it was Noxel that went to a wedding where they were playing like AI generated custom music for the wedding, and had a AI generated speech. It's just pretty wild. I mean, for an event like that, especially where it's like, it's supposed to be obviously about human connection and about yeah, looking, like, reflecting inwards and understanding how to express your thoughts and feelings about a pretty big moment. I don't know. I don't know that I feel I don't know. I definitely, yeah, I've already made my thoughts about AI stuff known, especially in the creative space. Let's keep looking through some of these patches. I'm curious what else. I haven't used a lot of these sounds. So this one's called Double Felt Session. That sounds very similar to just the plain one. It sounds like the exact same. I just switched to that. And this one's called Octavia. Okay, kind of. Not my favorite. What about these? The butterfly pianos are kind of cool too. I don't know if you guys have seen these before or messed with them. Keyscapes, for those of you that have it. Kind of interesting sound. Feels like a cross between a piano and like a glockenspiel or something. And a guitar. That one's pretty cool too. I actually want to try something real quick. Where's that Melda? What is that Melda plugin called? It's a free one. Melda Auto Pitch. It's really fun to hear it on the reverb that's going through that Keyscapes library too. It gives it this kind of almost like cassette like feeling. I guess like a bad recording quality up here. Clavichords, classic. I haven't played with clavichords in a while. Although I'm not crazy about this one. Not crazy about those. It must have been pretty mind-blowing when amplifiers were invented, because it must have been, and it's kind of like the early versions of sound design. I guess even like coming up with instruments could have been considered like, could be considered like an early version of sound design. But like, it must have been so cool to, you imagine the first person that thought of hooking up a harpsichord through an amplifier. They were like, holy shit, I'm cooking here. What have I just created? Oh wait, this one's kind of cool. Genuine question in your mind. What's the difference between I don't know how to code, so I have AI do it for me, and I don't know how to play guitar, so I have AI generate a guitar loop for me? Well, I think that the difference is utilitarian versus self-expression. Because to me, I see music as an art form and not just a commodity. So, at the end of the day, I'm not like a hardline, never gonna use AI for anything kind of person at the moment. I have yet to see kind of how things are going to continue developing, and I have strong thoughts about its presence in the music industry. But I don't mind using it for like logistical stuff. I try to find ways. I try to actively find ways in which it might be able to help me think of ways to take care of the house and stuff like that. But yeah, at the end of the day, like if it can help with like logistical, like utilitarian stuff, then I see no issue with that. Obviously, there are other conversations surrounding like environmental impact and that kind of stuff. And well, first of all, I can't claim to know a ton about exactly how or what the exact implications are there. So that's a point where I should probably know a little bit more about how that pans out, because from what I understand, actually a lot of these data centers, data centers have obviously existed before AI too, but I think that if I had to guess, the acceleration of them being built has a lot to do with this surge in AI technology over the last few years. And it seems like those actually do have some pretty massive negative impact. They have a bad influence, apparently, in some ways, in terms of like health related issues that can be associated with data centers popping up, and plus they affect a lot of the towns that they're being built in as well, in some ways. So I think like there's obviously some questions there about that I don't have like good answers to, about like the morality and ethics of AI in general. I feel like I would need to understand that a bit more. I'm not, I'm just to be clear, it's not like I'm using, AI for pretty much, anything outside of like conversational kind of stuff where I'm like trying to get it to, experiment with coding on my behalf and those kind of things. But yeah, hopefully that kind of answers your question, Eidolon. My devil's advocate side says that software and architecture software is itself a creative skill. And you're not wrong about that. And here's the thing. At the end of the day, we all draw those types of lines a bit differently. So it depends on how you use these things, right? And this is how I'm sure a lot of people justify generating music through AI platforms, then distributing it and making money off of it is, they're obviously justifying it in that kind of a way too. And listen, I mean, it's technically legal. There are some gray areas there where, like, obviously on PROs and stuff, when you're registering, you're supposed to flag it as AI music and those kind of things. But outside of that, also AI music actually, it's not necessarily going to work out in the favor of the people that are exploiting it in that way either. I'm not 100% sure about that. Like, yeah, it is causing a lot of damage to artists' ability to make a living. It's reducing the pool of Spotify payouts by a good margin. And, I think that's an ongoing debate too about, like, how are these streaming platforms going to deal with this, and what are the I'm just hoping that people will start shifting away from platforms like that and start interacting more directly with artists who they want to support. And I mean, that's kind of what I would love to see. I don't know what is actually going to happen, but anyways, music that's purely generated by AI isn't even protected by intellectual property laws. So that's a hard line that is kind of interesting when you think about it, because let's say you have an AI song that's gone viral, and everybody's using it. And this has actually happened a few times before. I remember, I think at some point this year, there was some kind of house tune that was going viral, and then people found out that the creator was using AI, and it became an issue. And that happened, I'm pretty sure, this year. I can't remember what the song was called. Not particularly important, I guess. So the point more so is that, these things are already happening, but that music can't be protected. So what that means, from my understanding, is anybody could literally take that exact same song and upload it themselves under a different name, a different alias, whatever, and then collect royalties off of that if they wanted to. And that just seems so silly to me. So it's like anything AI generated basically turns into like the equivalent of like public domain. And I might be understanding that incorrectly, but that's from what I know, that's kind of how it would work, is that there's no way to protect that. Now, if it's AI, only partially AI generated, then the human-made portion can be copyrighted still, I believe. But I'm pretty sure, from a legal perspective, a prompt, for example, is not enough to. A prompt is not something that could be copyrighted. So somebody already tried to argue that, I believe, in court, and that did not pan out. So anyways, I mean, I'm still learning a lot in this space, and I certainly wouldn't necessarily advocate one way or another. Anyways, Virtual Riot, I know, uses a lot of AI generated percussion and background loops in his music now. Really? Huh. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's just it's a really nuanced thing. I think, like, a lot of the online conversations are kind of clickbaity, and I brought up the Diplo thing, and there is actually a sense in which Diplo isn't completely wrong. I think, like, part of, at least how I perceived it, part of what he's saying is like, there's music, and then there's the music business, right? And not everybody that that makes music and loves music, like the process of creating art is different than like the process of building a business and profiting and maintaining profitability by exploiting intellectual property. Like those are kind of different, and it's like not everyone is built to do both, and like there's only a certain overlap there, like a Venn diagram overlap that works. And I think that's why there's a lot of talent out there that goes unnoticed, because a lot of people don't want to, let's say, like, tarnish their relationship with art in that way, or have a more purist kind of stance about like hard lines, but like I don't want to do this kind of stuff just because I could make money off of my art, or it feels too compromising. And everyone has different lines that they draw in that regard. But there are two different worlds, and they have an overlap, and in that overlap are artists that succeed. And the thing is, like, the conditions of that overlap too depend on socio-cultural realities. They depend on technological innovations, and right now, obviously, it's so easy for people to get involved and in the music industry because of all these incredible technological innovations. Like, I probably wouldn't have a career if it weren't for computers in the way that I do now. Well, I 100% wouldn't. I probably would have been more likely to become like a concert pianist or something if I had been born like 100 years ago or something like that, right? And so, and I have no idea if that would have been better or worse for me. But either way, I think part of the point I was trying to make is that overlap is kind of like this fragile space where the people with a certain level of skill and knowledge and willingness to maybe like compromise and accept certain realities surrounding their ability to survive off of their art for a living, and those are people that can long term like survive off of that. And if I were to be generous and say that there is a way in which Diplo is right there, it's that AI could probably become a permanent part of that space where, like, I was thinking today when I was using my fiance's car, and I was just, for some reason, I was thinking about how unbelievably dramatic the impact was of the invention of the car. I mean, like, it goes without saying, like, I don't really have anything unique to add to that conversation, but these inventions, they have these impacts on our lives that are extremely transformative. And AI is obviously something that is changing a lot of things very quickly, very dramatically. Laws are lagging behind, and so are like the ethical interpretations of what's happening here. Like all these data centers being built left and right, everybody trying to like fearmonger, a lot of these giant corporations, and on a lot of celebrities just kind of being like, well, get with the times or die out. And it's just kind of like, it is a bit silly. Like that is a perspective that I don't agree with, but there's a small element of truth there where I think that depending on the time and the country and different environmental factors, like, you may not be cut out as an artist to make a living because you might have a certain relationship with your craft that just doesn't mesh with how the industry works. And if the industry turns into something where it's like you need to use AI to be competitive, then that would be a huge issue for me. I don't want that. So, the idea of like, artists embracing AI to speed up their workflow, that whole concept is just silly. It just makes no sense to me, But anyways, I think I maybe got a little sidetracked there. But I think that the purpose of art, is it depends on the person, and for me, it's about uh, reflection, expression, self-expression. It's about discovering and challenging new ideas, finding out things about myself that I didn't know by exploring, and sharing that with people, and then obviously that being, let's say, received well, or people wanting to support that is totally secondary. Um, but anyways, I don't foresee anyway that AI becomes a necessity in music. See, the thing with that, I hope that that's the case, but here's the reality. I'm seeing more and more celebrities, especially in like the California, LA scene. I mean, you think about people like Diplo openly saying like, get with it or disappear. I mean, Charlie Puth is kind of promoting these AI assisted courses that they seem pretty laughable, to be honest. And there's more and more artists that kind of just behind the scenes are using AI to make music, which again, I don't agree with, but it's a free world. So do what you got to do. And but the way in which I could see it becoming a necessity is that, okay, listen to this real quick. So I came across this TikTok of a guy talking about the demo industry and the influence that AI has had on this. And so bands, traditionally, I mean, I've never been in like a legitimate professional band before. So, basically bands would need a budget to record demo songs, right? And so sometimes they don't have enough money until they have maybe some support from a label to like record a good demo. So maybe they record a shitty demo in with their iPhone, and it's like their group is like, this is the best we can do. We don't have a budget for anything else. And they send that as the demo. But the thing is, it's possible, one reality is that it's possible that labels will kind of almost require demos to be run through something like Suno, because in their mind, they're like, well, this is going to show us the potential of this idea in a more polished form, right? Just like put it through the meat grinder, make it generic, but polished so that we can see like the commercial appeal, basically. And apparently this is becoming more and more common. I can't speak on that. I don't really know how true that is. But the other thing is output too. Like artists undoubtedly that are like morally okay with just incorporating AI in their creative workflow in a major way, or maybe even a more minor way, like your example of a virtual riot. Like, I think it's inevitable that people like that will just have a bigger output. And that is a way in which it will make it harder for artists to compete if artists embracing AI are just have like, that 3x, 4x output. Like, I don't know, like maybe they're doubling their output, and that is more than enough to maintain a stronger relevance with your fan base. If they don't care, then yeah, that's just the reality of it. So I don't know. I don't really care to use it to speed anything up, because it's like I'm enjoying discovering things and finding things, and that's how I think a lot of artists feel. And maybe that is a purist stance, but yeah, I mean, just how people that do embrace AI are entitled to their opinions. I am too. I mean, like, yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. What a weird time to be getting into music. I know. Yeah. What if AI was more agentic on your doll, like coding, as opposed to just taking all the creativity? Right, exactly. Nickadoodle. That's exactly how I would love to use AI, is not to, generate me some lyrics, like write me something, like that's such BS and such cop-out. I say that as I literally, have used splice loops for years, and, it's like, I see the hypocrisy in saying stuff like that, because it's like, well, obviously I benefit from technology. I benefit from other people's work, not just as inspiration, but like, when it comes to like, let's say cutting corners or something, you could easily make the argument, what's the difference between like an AI generated percussion loop and like just like a splice loop? And I don't know, that's a whole nother conversation. But all I know is that it does pull a lot of the fun out of it. And I think that what you were suggesting, though, in terms of like AI, let's say, being able to, God, that would be so cool to be able to like have a conversation with Claude or something and to tell it to recode Ableton in a certain way that works for your workflow. And that would be so sick. Like I love the idea. Like yeah, I don't know. Those things definitely interest me a lot more. Where it's like, well, make it easier for me to explore ideas, and the less time, let's say, I'm spending like clicking around and like that barrier between I don't know, like exploring and ideation and fine tuning, like being able to do that stuff is always slowed down by various processes like clicking or understanding a DAW. And yeah, I mean, like customizing it could definitely cut things down. So hold on, I gotta look at this chat for a sec here, Eidolon. I'm not trying to argue for or against it, by the way. It's just interesting and more a question to me. Yeah, absolutely. So many people try to draw a line where task A is okay, but task B isn't, and I don't think that's possible realistically. Yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying. Well, at the end of the day, like I try to be super transparent about it because I think transparency is important, and you can learn a lot by being vulnerable and honest. And it's possible that it's hypocritical for me to say I think AI is good in one place and not good in another, but at the same time, I just don't think that's the case here, because let's say, for example, do we want AI replacing human interaction? Like, no, of course not. Like, there are places where it's very easy to say AI probably just shouldn't be present there. It's like, do we want AI communicating with each other on our behalves? I mean, that's going to happen, right? AI's like sending emails back and forth, and it says it's from Martin to XYZ, but in reality, I haven't lifted a finger or something. Like, that's probably already pretty common now. But like, I don't know. I think, like, obviously, I don't want, like, if my fiance and I, if we have kids, which would be amazing, I don't want them getting used to like talking to AIs all the time. I want them to interact with real humans and see what it takes to have a conversation with someone that doesn't have unlimited patience, unlimited knowledge, and will cater to your every need. Like, we risk having these generations growing up like that, and you already see the effects of just social media alone. The impacts of that on like self-image and like societal like fabric overall is like pretty insane. It's very disturbing. A lot of it, but anyways, more people need to read seminal AI texts because they're directly relevant to everybody's lives, right? Yeah. Hold on, let me read what else you just said, Mugard. I guess we're talking a lot today, but I'm enjoying this conversation. Was chatting with a coworker about this. You could absolutely make an LLM spit out JSON to control the Ableton project graph. Okay. The hard part is the corner cases. Basically, first-party Ableton or some lone mad wizard with extensive context on how things break could train this, as far as I know, or as far as I can tell. Is that what, I haven't seen that acronym before. But yeah, I would love to understand how these models work a bit better. I will say that the few times I've tried to talk to Claude about how it works, it's pretty limited in its responses, at least verbally. I think like maybe if you do the text-based version, it can kind of educate you in how their systems work. And obviously there's going to be that wall that by design you can't get past in terms of how things work. But I do know they had some kind of like source code leak recently as well. So I saw some headlines briefly about that. I wonder if Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know anything about coding in general, to be honest. So that's a world I can't really speak about. What's up, Perillian? Good to see you here. I highly recommend the Transformers series on YouTube. It's like 6 to 8 videos that make it easy for anyone to understand. So is it just called Transformers series? And what is it about exactly? Is it about AI? It's not so much about knowing how they work as thinking through the societal implications and that. Right. I mean, like, I think you don't have to know necessarily everything about how AI functions to be able to debate like the moral, ethical, societal, whatever implications, environmental. Um, that's it's definitely the case. Not the Robot Aliens franchise, hopefully. Right. I was gonna say I don't have a lot of interest in the Transformers franchise, to be honest. God, I wish I had more sessions with people in real life. Making music alone gives me less motivation. I hear you, Perillian. Yeah, I hear you. That's why so many people, when they commit to pursuing a career in music, they move to places like LA, or basically anywhere in California, but primarily LA. Such a good place to be. But I mean, France has a great. You're in France, right, Perillian? I mean, I feel like the music scene has got to be pretty good there. And France is a smaller country than the U.S., so I feel like it might be a tighter knit community. So the paper is attention is all you need. Okay, what kind of a paper is this Eidolon? Attention is all you need. By Lucas Kaiser? Is that what you're talking about? This one's kind of cool. Yeah, go ahead, Nickadoodle. No worries. Or wait, sorry. I don't know how to give you permission for that. I hope the bot doesn't just delete it. I'm gonna click on it okay, I got it. I got it before the bot deletes it. Oh, YouTube is whitelisted. Nice. Okay. I feel like Zed would love that instrument and chord prog. Yeah, him and I feel like we overlap in that like major minor chord progression stuff. It's crazy how all of AI today was born out of trying to translate English to Spanish. Is that true? I really love hearing about invention stories because so many inventions today come from completely unrelated places, and it's kind of awesome. Okay, let's see. Maybe the AI conversation has simmered down here a little bit. So let's try to start sketching here. 75. I don't know exactly what measure count that is, but I like it. Yeah, let's do this. Quantize this. I'm kind of like hearing. Maybe I can snag a cone sound loop for a quick. Let's see, a quick drum kind of thing. I'm kind of hearing a specific type of beat in my head, but I think the little ghost notes. Maybe maybe I could like chop one of them up. Sometimes that works out. A B C D E F G H H I K acoustic design. Man, I can't wait to watch that video. I gotta resubscribe to their Patreon and see how they recorded and made these, because I really love the sound of these kits they made. So let's see, 140. That actually might be pretty close. Ooh, wait. This sounds like I could totally cut it up. Slice to new MIDI. Okay. Okay, let's see. They sound so good. It's crazy. All right. Let's just record that. See. There we go. I think that take was pretty decent. This conversation around AI too is like it's making my brain go down this rabbit hole because I feel like I remember there's some kind of analogy that somebody told me once for the kind of like purist approach to music making, because you know I remember like 10 11 years ago or so I was working with someone from Monster Cat and I was like talking with them about what was it? I think we're talking about like the use of presets, right? So I remember there was a track that was really big that came out. I think it was Getting That around that time. Fire too, and I was like, oh my god, this is the sound design is so sick. And then I think that person from Monster Cat like pointed out, oh, it's just a preset. and it kind of lessened the value of it in a way in my mind. I was like, oh damn, like I'm a producer, and I kind of like wish that I didn't know that, because now it makes it feel like more attainable in my mind or something, right? Um, and at the time, then the conversation led to was like, oh damn, well I try to make everything myself, like I try to sound design my drums myself from scratch, and like I make them in like Serum and stuff, um, and we were having this conversation around where are those boundaries, right? And I think that in a business sense there are no boundaries, right? And now the conversation is shifting from like the ethics, quote unquote, of like buying presets and loops to like just having everything just straight up generated for you, or at least a good portion, or even just little portions. It's like, okay, well, where does generative stuff fill in that like fit in that equation? And it's just funny because like I feel like I've often had that kind of like hipster purist attitude in the past, and I think that illusion for me was kind of shattered when I realized that like you cannot embrace that philosophy in an honest way, down to, because you can't, that process of wanting to authentically make everything yourself can go on endlessly, right? Like all of these tools that I'm using Keyscapes, this library that is filled with sounds that I didn't record, built on instruments I didn't invent, and and I'm using a PC that it's like black magic to me. I have no idea how computers work, and it's like there's all these things that I know nothing about, that it would take me multiple lifetimes to try to go and make my own computer with my own operating software, with my own instruments. And it's like that philosophy is only helpful to, I think, a certain point, and it's great to desire authenticity, and that's part of the reason why I'm not like let's say super aggressive about AI, is because like I feel like it's maybe a little bit, it's very different obviously than using other tools. Like just straight up generating something completely is very different than, let's say, like relying on or like experimenting with other people's instruments they invented. You still have to play their instrument and explore it, but it's like I can understand from a philosophical standpoint there are like similarities there, and I don't want to be like hypocritical about that, and so that's why I'm trying to be careful about like what I'm embracing and what I'm not embracing. But still, I mean, like at the end of the day, for me, it still feels like, just why would you want to cut that part out? Like that's actually a huge part of the fun. I think that's why the Suno CEO, when his clip was going viral of him complaining about how, oh yeah, most musicians don't even enjoy making music these days. I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? Like exploring and sketching is actually probably my favorite part of making music, is like just finding different sounds that work together and that make me feel like I'm tapping into something that matters to me in that moment, in that day, in that phase of my life. And what a special thing that is, to explore those feelings and to put them out there, whether it's released or not, right? I mean, I don't know. If you're not enjoying it at all, and if it's completely painstaking, then maybe you need to take a break and find something else to do, because it shouldn't be this process that is like chalk or nails on a chalkboard. It should be like sure, it's not always supposed to be like running through a field of daisies or something, but like there's a balance there, a little bit of yin, a little bit of yin and a little bit of yang, but yeah, I don't know, it's complicated. It's very complicated, because I think most artists can agree quite easily that using AI, for example, to generate a song completely from nothing is like, I mean, that just, who could that possibly speak to that is an actual artist or a musician? that is only relevant to people that look at music purely as a commodity to be exploited, um, and to be profited off of. They're not looking. There's no other way to cut that use case, right? But the other ones are a little bit more of a gray area, and I think, like, it's interesting. Somebody brought up like the virtual riot percussive loops, right? And my first reaction to that is like, oh well, why bother, right? Why use AI for something like that? And again, I mean, like, what is the difference between using a loop from Splice for a background percussive loop and having AI generate it for you, right? It's like, okay, well, in one case, you're getting it from Splice, and maybe you didn't use AI for it, but you still didn't make it. So, where and why are we drawing these lines? And a lot of conversations too I'm seeing online are it's one of the things I hate about social media, man. Everything is supposed to be short form, like make your point in 10 words, 2 words, like you have 5 seconds to make your case. And it's like, dude, these things are really nuanced. Like, you can't just read a headline or hear a 10-second snippet and instantly draw a conclusion. Always, it's like, yeah, sure, some things are black and white, and like, yeah, maybe you could do that, but like, to reduce these conversations and try to make them these black and white things is often really divisive. And I mean, maybe that's part of why social media is like that, right? Obviously, division and negativity spreads and creates engagement, and yeah, I don't know. But anyways, just some more food for thought, I guess. Yo, Moogard, what's up, man? Thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. Let's get an acoustic bass in here. What the hell do we add to this? Actually, I just had an idea. What if we take the reverb off of this? Oh, it is a clavichord and Celeste. I was thinking, what if we can shorten this somehow? Hold on. Let's try to throw a spiff on here. There we go. And let's see if this works. Kind of like a transient shaper type thing a little bit. Let's throw a compressor on here as well. Okay, cool. I don't know, let's keep finding other stuff to throw in here, because why not? Hold on, this is really a nice patch, but what the? Oh, wait, what? Hold on, I didn't know. I don't think I knew you could do this. Clip player. What is this? Is this, it allows you to play a chord with one note? That's really cool. I don't really know when I would use that, but that's really sick. Dude, Serum 2 is crazy. Still finding out more stuff. I want to maybe create a render of this pad just to kind of have sitting in the background. So actually, let's mute it, duplicate it, and balance it, because I do like this. We might want to create some variations. But for now, it could go like this. I love this one. think maybe we just start with a gentle little riff there at the end. Yeah. Oh yeah, thank you for the reminder, Art Nerd. I think I'll save this. This is worth saving. 04/16/2026. Chill 75 BPM. Let's just call it that. It's a fun little groove. Yo, what's up, Flawless? Thanks for coming to say hi. So chill and mesmerizing. Thank you. I appreciate it. Let's try to add some mouth percussion stuff. See what happens. Let's get our vocoder on here just for fun. Okay, what else should we do here? Let's see. Maybe we could try to flesh this out into something with more structure. Could start with this riff thing here. Except I think maybe we start with the decay up quite a bit. So where's that parameter? There we go. Let's maybe start. You know, it sounded kind of better when. Hold on, let's turn the mix down. Like, how does this sound if it transitions slowly? I think maybe we start without the mouth percussive noise things. Maybe those can be added later. Well, it's got kind of a nice little groove to it. Not sure there's much more else to it that I'm hearing aside from just kind of exploring this more down-tempo, mysterious, repetitive kind of thing. I feel like that's all I'm hearing. I do wish there was a way to reduce the decay. The notes are very like, I guess I could go and change the MIDI, but I'd be down to keep exploring some of those keyscapes presets as well, just to see what else is in here. So I really don't use a lot of these. We could do a harpsichord cover of Dichotomy. Whatever the hell that was. That's really cool. Oh, listen to those higher notes. Those are nice. Oh yeah, so that's some delay. The hell? My lights are... Am I tripping or did my lights just do something? Huh, that was weird. Kind of a cool sound with all that late delay and stuff. right, y'all. I guess I spent the whole day just talking about AI and making whatever this is. But I think I might call it here pretty soon. No, so peaceful. I love it. Elgrum heads will watch this and still ask if they should learn theory. I think, like, for me, I love theory because it gave me, it actually gave me a lot of confidence as a composer early on, in my life. I didn't really learn that much theory until I went to college, and it was just such an eye-opening moment because it's like, oh, all these things that I already have kind of explored and discovered on some level, I have names. So it kind of made me feel like I independently found things that are really core parts about really important aspects to music. But anyways, I'm going to call it here for today. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed kind of just chatting a lot and jamming on this really laid back, vibey thing. Should probably render this so I have a copy of it sitting around in case I want to do something with it in the future. But I appreciate y'all, and I appreciate you kind of just like having open-minded conversations with me about well, just things in general, but especially AI. I know that's been an ongoing topic, and I just think the more conversations we have, the more ones that aren't really inflammatory and kind of like ad hominem attacks and things like that. It's like, if we could just like, I think that's one of the things I like about regulars here and people that come in is like, there's nobody's really causing drama. We're just trying to understand things better and explore. And are those 8-inch atoms? They are, or 8, or they are 8. I'm pretty sure. Atom A8X. So you're saying Suno submissions are greenlit? Hell no. Get out of here. Yep, ad hominem has no place here. We big chillin'. I agree. But yeah, I was kind of enjoying the chiller vibes today. I've got some more work to do, and I'm honestly pretty exhausted from packing. It's turned into my full-time job. Packing. How long have you had them? I've had them for a long time. I think I bought them like 10 years ago, 11 years ago. So actually at the time, I bought a pair of Eve monitors that I really didn't like very much. And I convinced Tristram to swap me his atoms, which are these, for those Eves. So I just like the atoms a lot more for some reason. But yeah. What books are those in the rear? Oh man, there's quite a few there. Behave by Robert Sapolsky. I think there's some kind of I think Principles by Ray Dalio, I think. And I think I got some sheet music back there, some hand and exercise book. Oh, music law book as well. I don't know, a whole bunch of random stuff. But yeah. All right, y'all. Thanks for hanging out, and honestly, keep the conversations going. I love hearing and learning about people's thoughts and perspectives on everything. You remind me of Magnus Carlsen. Yeah, divide his IQ by like 30, and and then you can make some comparisons. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow for Feedback Friday. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.
care? Do you know what I know? Do we know what we share?